Why learning English is important? Learning English is important because it helps you reach your goal. One of the reasons why learning English is important because knowing English increases your chance in getting a job in your own country or finding work abroad. Or if you're a businessman or business owner, it will help you to connect to your customer or client locally and abroad. Like for example, during job interview, writing an application letter, to communicating with the coworker, having the ability to communicate clearly and effectively is an advantage. Thus, learning English is important because it provides you more job and opportunity in the future. Okay? Every culture has their own distinct English accent. Accent is more tied to culture and it's really hard to change. But the good news is you don't have to change it. Instead, focusing on improving pronunciation will lead you to greater too much achievement on your language learning journey while keeping yourself natural and proud of your own origin. Be proud of your accent. It is what you say, not how you say it. Your accent represents your culture, history, and identity. A variety in language is an enriching quality. When you're learning a language, communication is key, and the rest will come with time. It is important that you're able to communicate effectively so that your listener can understand what you want to express when you speak. If you focus excessively on your accent and sounding like a native English speaker, you can end up neglecting essential aspects of communication skills such as pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, and listening. So what is accent? So let us define first accent. Accent is the language rhythm and melody which distinguishes regional variation of the same language. So there's a difference between accent and pronunciation. Accent is the way we pronounce each word, while pronunciation is the way we pronounce each syllable of a word. Like for example, the word water. How many syllables are there in the word water? There are two. There are two syllables in the word water. So wa and ter. So water, two syllable. It consists two syllable. So pronunciation is the way we pronounce each syllable of a word. Like for example, the word water, we pronounce it as water. But in the other country, you might hear them say water, which is wrong because the right pronunciation is water. So we are correct on our pronunciation, but there's a difference between pronunciation and accent. As a Filipino, we pronounce water as water. The T sounds T. But in the other country, you might hear them say water, water. The T sounds like D. So that's the accent. So that's the difference between accent and pronunciation. Are we clear about pronunciation and accent? Okay? Okay. In this video, I will share to you the 6 reasons why English is the most valuable language that you can learn in 2024 and beyond. Okay? So knowing English will allow you to be part of a global conversation in so many ways. And these are the 6 reasons why learning English could change your life for the better. Okay, number 1, English is the dominant language of academia. English is the dominant language of academia. As of 2023, 17 of the top 20 universities in global ranking are in English. This shows how widely adopted English as the language of academia. Learning English opened doors to some of the world's top colleges and universities, particularly in US and United Kingdom. Many of these institutions ask for a higher level of English. So if you're looking to improve your English specifically to meet this criteria, you can easily find an online tutor who can assist your speaking, writing, listening, and reading skills. Achieving a higher level of English may sound like a challenge, but academic institutions ask for a strong level for your own good. so you can keep up with your classes and learn effectively without stressing over your language barrier. The best way to prove your English level is by achieving a certification from either IELTS or TOEFL exam. One of these two certifications is your golden ticket to opportunities, not at just university, but in your career too. Okay? Number two, English is the most common business language. English is the most common business language. Learning English will make you more employable to not just businesses in the European country and US, but also businesses across the world. According to research by Cambridge English, they found that English is important for over 95% of employers, even in many countries where English is not an official language. If you don't speak the common language in your office, you'll miss out on bonding time with your colleague. More seriously, you may find it difficult to make yourself understood in your day-to-day role, as well as with customer and potential client. That's why international companies are always on the lookout for competent English speaker. With English, you'll be valuable to any company, and you'll be rewarded for your knowledge too. One study found that being fluent in English can increase your hourly wage by 28% on average. By learning English, you can create a bright future where you can earn and work for almost anywhere across the world. For my new job now, I needed to be able to bring more nuances to my conversation. Number three, the most popular entertainment in the world is in English. Hollywood and Netflix have opened our mind to brilliantly told stories and incredible show that we must see on TV. When you learn English, you won't need to read any pesky subtitles with weird translation any longer. Entertainment is also one of the easiest and most fun way to learn English. Like for example, you could watch movies with a notepad, pushing throughout to look up new vocabulary. Or you could shadow your favorite character by pushing movies when they say something interesting and repeating it carefully. These are fun ways to learn new words as well as you practice your pronunciation. YouTube is also a great resource to learn a language since 68% of YouTube content is in English. There are also a lot of bloggers and channels that are dedicated to online language learning. On top of that, you have an online games, literature, live show, and so much more. With English, you'll have an access to endless entertainment. Number 4, English is the most useful language for travel. With so many English speakers, traveling across the world becomes so much easier. As a common second language, you can often talk to people in English to learn about their culture, history, and everything you see in your surrounding. Knowing even a little bit of English will certainly help you, like when you're stuck on somewhere else, or if you need to find the local bus station, or if you want to deal with people to negotiating and bargaining prices in a marketplace. And even in an emergency, it could save your life or somebody else's life. With so many beautiful tourist destinations, hospitality workers also uses English as it helps to their businesses. It can also help the customer to find what they need and to get what their money is worth. So if you're able to bridge the communication gap with an English language, you may find that traveling around the world is so much simpler.